All right, my friends, happy Friday to you. Talking about January 3rd, 2020. Still not used to saying that yet. All right, so we're talking about the Daily Horoscope here. All right, what is going on? We've got Mercury meeting up with the South Node. Okay, we're letting go a lot of fleeting thoughts. It's just like, again, there's this great sense of release moving into 2020 here that January needs to clear out. Okay, we've got Mars. Look at this. Mars now has moved into the sign of Sagittarius, 0 degrees of Sagittarius. All right, so we've just finished up all of this gunk that's been going on since September. Working through the shadow period of ourselves, working through those, that deep-rooted desires, as well as old traumas, old pain, this old stuff that's just like we've had to shine a light on it. You don't know what grows under the things that don't move, So we've been kind of stuck in some old ways, old patterns, and finally, clearing that stuff out, clearing the cobwebs out, and moving on to new territory. So Mars here in the sign of Sagittarius, Mars again being the planet of acceleration, the foot on the gas pedal, is like, look, all right, I got to learn some new stuff. There's a lot of new information out there for me. Sagittarius is about higher learning, higher knowledge, education, religion, having faith, right? Having faith in our journey, having faith in the unknown. A little bit of luck is on our side, okay? So we're driving strong, And again, it's just like getting through the desert, getting through the mountains, wherever you're at, and just having the headlights in your car in front of you. Okay, we don't know what's around the bend, but we're trusting the path is going to open up before us. Okay, so it's having blind faith, and it's just like diving off the high dive, and it's just like, okay, I trust the water, I trust the depth of this, I have complete trust and faith in the universe. Okay, and it's like full steam ahead. So it's a really exciting place for it to be. Again, Mercury connecting with the South Node. Mercury, our planet of communication and information, how we connect with one another, as well as the downloads, the insight that we get from source energy. Connecting with the South Node here, okay, really powerful. So obviously it's in opposition to the North Node. Okay, so it's just like, what thoughts have we, in the sign of Capricorn is where the South Node is and Mercury is right now, as well as like every other freaking planet here, right? Quite the super stellium of stuff going on here. So, in the sign of Capricorn is like, how are we governing ourselves? How are we disciplining ourselves on a daily basis? Again, this year, 2020, is like the tortoise wins this race. It's not going, like, I've talked about in some of the monthly videos, it's not going to the gym and just hitting it hard, for 13 hours straight. Like, that's going to do your body no good. You're going to, you're going to wear yourself out. You're going to wear yourself thin. It's just about, slowly, a push up a day, a sit up a day. It's like doing increments, but staying consistent is the key here. Staying consistent. So with this, it's just like consistently like letting go of some old thoughts that are holding us back. Are we worthy of this career path? Are we worthy of this life? Are we worthy of moving to a new place? Are we worthy of having a family of our own? Are we worthy of having the relationship or that dream partnership that we desire so badly? Are we worthy of love? Are we worthy of forgiveness? Are we, on that note, I just put out a little meditation song just for that. It's about forgiveness, about surrendering, about being opening our hearts to love. So check that out. It's on the YouTube page under Honest Insight. I think I put it under that tab. So, it's just like, are we worthy of all these things? And the answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. So we have to let go of whatever thoughts that we have that are saying that we're not worthy enough, or whatever grudges that we're having. Sometimes we're wearing our grudges like a crown, like I talk about, and it becomes very heavy. That's not a crown of a king, not a crown of a queen. All right. The crown of a grudge. So it's just like letting go of some of these older thoughts, letting go of some of these things that are holding us back, or in turn holding others back. It's like we've got their hand on their head, and it's just like saying, okay, go, but it's like we're oppressing. So are these thoughts oppressing ourselves? Are these thoughts oppressing others? If so, let it go and let it be, right? The sun's moving to 12 degrees here. We've got a little Sextile happening here between Venus and the moon. Or, Venus and the moon, excuse me. I'm like, what is this thing? That is the moon in Aries that's going on here, okay, which is cool. This is air and fire, all right? So, again, Aries is being the spark, the initiation, the beginning. Like, this is sparking the match. And Venus up here, and this is what we need, our emotional needs, is sparking that match. That's what we need to do on this Friday, We need to take the initiative, right? It's not waiting for somebody else right now. Okay, we have to take the initiative, and if it's us that needs to reach out to somebody else because letting go of some old hurt, letting go of some old pain, whatever it is, if it's us that needs to reach out to make this connection, because Venus is up here saying like, look, my sight is set on the future. My sight is set on connecting with connecting with the collective at large, right? This community sign of Aquarius. I'm a visionary. I don't see things for how they are. I see things for how they could be, the potential for where they could be and where they could go. All right. So that's a really beautiful sextile, as well as we have Neptune starting to create the sextile to the sun. Okay. So that's going to be happening all week long, this sextile. All right. And leading up to the septile that's going to be happening here. Well, I shouldn't talk about that yet. But either way, I will for a moment, because it's like, honestly, this energy between Neptune and Capricorn, Pisces and Capricorn, is just super powerful. Again, Capricorn is everything of our physical reality. Capricorn rules the laws of this physical nature. This body, has a limit. There's a limit to where my face stops and then, the universe begins. You know what I mean? But Neptune is like the collective consciousness of everyone. It's the oneness. It's the spirit that rolls through my breath and your breath. It's like our dreams, okay? Our dreams, our creativity, all of these things, of course, is Neptunian or Piscean kind of energy. So we have Neptune home in Pisces, okay? So it's like home, it means it's not being affected by any other sign, any other space. And Saturn being home, Pluto being home, the sun is not home in Capricorn, the sun, is more of a Leo thing. But either way, it's just like taking charge, taking our leadership roles, and like understanding the definition of myself here in Capricorn, right? Where Leo is like my ego, my expression, how I like to play in this world, what I do for fun, the music I listen to, the things that I like, and all those stuff. Where Capricorn's like, I'm embodying my physical self. Like, I know who I am as an individual, or I'm learning who I am as an individual, and becoming comfortable in my own skin. So like this energy that's coming up this week and leading into next week that's going to follow is energy that we'll never see again for the rest of our lives. It takes 176 years for Neptune to go around the sun. Okay, so it's home for about 16 years in Pisces. It's been there it's halfway through. It's at 16 degrees right now, a little over halfway through. Saturn is home in Capricorn. Pluto is the ruling planet of Scorpio. However, it's about death, destruction, and transformation. Okay, so Saturn and Pluto meeting up and creating this septile to Neptune and Pisces is an unbelievable energy that we are so fortunate to get here this year in 2020, this year in January, because this is like the big game changer, okay? And that's why it's important about the release of letting go of what doesn't serve us, of what we don't need, because we have to have our hearts are set on the future right now. Like, I have to think ahead in a certain sense, and it's like, being in the present is the only thing that matters. It's like, yeah, but what we're talking about again is just like taking the canvas and not just seeing the canvas for being this white blank thing that it is, not just seeing the tubes of paint for just the colors that they are, but having the vision for what you're creating, okay? So yeah, staying in the present is extremely important. However, we're creating our lives. If we're just staying in the present, it's just like the positive mind will tell you to cross the street without looking both ways, while the negative mind will keep you stuck, afraid to get hit by a car, So you see, so the positive mind will allow you to think, will want you to cross the street without looking both ways into traffic. The negative mind will make sure that you never take a step off that sidewalk to keep you safe and right there. Okay, so there is a balance, and it's up to us to discern that. And it's up to us to have a vision for the future of our own lives, right? So that's extremely, extremely important, like where Venus is playing right now. And having so much of like this earth creation of manifesting my physical body, my physical life, as well as like this spiritual side that's going on over here in Neptune. Again, that septile, which is fate energy that's coming up. It'll be next week. I know I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but it's really important where we're at right now, you know, because we also have like, look, Jupiter is also up here, you know, about to conjunct the South Node as well. And Jupiter is our planet of abundance and more. So it's just like both of these are still creating this connection to the South Node. The sun is still taking, you know, technically anything within 18 degrees is an eclipse, okay? That's understanding the nodes of the moon, all right? Now, I think I have my chart set up for about 8 degrees or 6 or 8 degrees for a lot of connections. But when we're within, you know, we're only 4 degrees off of the node here. So on the 9th, it's still an eclipse, even though it's a bit off of it, because within 18 degrees, we're still going to see the shadow of Earth on the moon, or we're still going to see the moon covering up the sun. You know what I mean? So that 18 degrees, this is a wide spread when we're talking about the nodes, all right, and especially when we're talking about the sun and the moon. So this all plays an effect of like, what does my personal self need to let go of? And as well, if we're now here's the rub, here's the paradox, if you will, because if we're in constantly a state of I have to let go, I have to release, I have to release, I have to release, that's like the same thing as saying I need to learn more before I can become the teacher, you know. And it's just like there's a moment when we have, you know, it's like I have to heal, and it's just like you haven't had a cough in 3 weeks and you're still taking NyQuil or Dayquil or whatever it is. It's just like there's a moment when we have to understand ourselves. Okay, I've done the work, or I've let go of this, and I'm ready to take the next steps, you know, fearlessly taking those next steps. And that's entirely independent and personal. You know, it's like I can't tell you when, you know, you're ready to whatever, you know, that's completely up to you. So just I'm just throwing those out there. Is just like the point of like, yes, we're dealing with a lot of like letting go right now, and as well we're still moving forward. You know, so it's like we're shedding layers. Think about it like this. So it's just like where the mountain, okay, meets the ocean shore. Very Capricorn, okay, because Capricorn is the peak of the mountains and the valleys of the ocean. So if you're up in mountain, you're dressed up in mountain, you know, it's Detroit here, it's wintertime. You're dressed up, and there's no mountains here, but anyway, you know, I'm wearing long sleeves and something cozy fuzzy. So anyway, it's like you're up in the mountains skiing, and then for somehow this goes into like nice, beautiful water that's swimmable in, you're going to be shedding those layers off. You know, it's just like, this is where I was, and it was a beautiful time and a beautiful space and a beautiful place for me to be, and I really enjoyed my time here, but these layers don't serve me when I'm about to jump into the ocean, when I'm about to jump in the water and play and be free. You know, it's just like you don't need those extra layers. You know what I mean? So we're just shedding that little bit of extra right now so we can dive fully into that beautiful ocean, that beautiful future. We're shedding those layers to dive fully into 2020 and really embrace what is to come with open arms. And Mars up there now for the next, you know, for January and February is just like, open arms, baby. Let's do this. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know who's coming in my life. I don't know, you know, the connections that I'm going to have. I don't know what information I'm going to learn tomorrow, you know, but I'm open to receiving it. And not only being open, I'm accelerating in that direction. I'm all in it, you know. So this is a lot of, you know, beautiful energy going on. So stay tuned as well. You know, again, if you want, again, that little help of release, of letting go, surrendering, I absolutely just put out this video. Again, it's under the Honest Insight. I do believe I just put it. It's just a little song. It's kind of nice. I put the pictures up there, but I didn't realize they weren't going to go full frame. So they're tiny little images, and some of them like, whoops, that's all right. It's about the song, you know, and you close your eyes and just go there and, you know, meet you on the other side. As well, I'm gonna put out an eclipse video here. Probably tonight. So stay tuned for that. It's going to come out a little bit later. All right, my friends. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for the positive feedback as well on the monthlies. We're in for a wild ride. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.